Let's go back to that moment. You were standing still, and suddenly Sheil reaches out and hugs you. But this isn't the casual kind of hug people give Tasahalo or goodbye. This one lingers. Her arms rest around you just a little longer. Her body leans, and closer you can feel the warmth of her presence. And for a split second, the world feels squiddened. In that quiet your mind starts to speak. It says, is this just friendly? Does she feel something more? Am I holding on too long? Should I let go? Should I say something now or wait? An entire storm of thoughts happens in span of seconds. And before you evaluate, the hug ends and the moment is gone. But there's what no one tells you. That hug was a test. Not a test cleverness. Not a test of coolness. Buddha test of presence, emotional control, and self-awareness. And that's where 99% of people fail. They get lost in the noise of their own mind. They disconnect from the moment. They start performing, trying, forcing, reacting, and in that panic, they lose the very thing they were trying to create connection. So here's the question. What if you could stay calm in that moment? What if you didn't panic? What if you didn't hover? What if instead of reacting, you simply stood still, breathed deeply, and just felt the hug for what it was? That's the difference between Binbird and being forgotten and key to that calm. It's not some dadding trick. It's not a secret psychological stoicism. Now, I know when you hear the word stoicism, you might think of old philosophers, marble statues, or dusty books. But that's not what stoicism truly is. Stoicism is a way of living. It's a lens through which you see yourself, your emotions, and thrilled around you. At its core, Stoicism teaches one powerful truth. You can control everything, but you do control yourself. And that is enough in a world that constantly pulls you out of the present with thoughts, fears, desires, insecurities. Stoicism pulls you back inward. It brings you back, tow your breath back, tow your values back to the ground, beneath your feet back to the truth that you are in this very moment. So, Nultits, look again at that hug. Yes, it's just a few seconds, but within Thoskins is a world of meaning. It's not just a bodies touching, it's twinness meeting. It's a space where trust, curiosity, and unspoken emotion converse. It's a test of how grounded you were, not in her, but in yourself. And thoughts where stoicism becomes your superpower, because instead of trying to control what she feels, you focus on what's truly in your hands. Your energy, your response, your breath, your silence, your presence. And when you do that, she feels something most panverific for her stability. We live in a world full of noise. People trying to press totak to perform, to get attention. But very few people can just be. Very few people know how to stand insolence and radiate calmness. Very few people know how to be fully present with Sumian without asking for anything in reader. But when you become a yone of those few, when you live like a stoic, especially in moments that matter, you didn't just stand out, you've come unforgettable. Let's move deeper into twos. Now that we understand the power of the stoic mindset, how do we attend to hug in life? Okay, let's start with the most important principle. On presence, asteris casterisk. Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, once said, you have power over your mind. No outside events, realizethis and Yao will find strength. Think about that. You can't control what she's thinking. You can't control how long Thehog lists. You can't control if she wants more. But you can control your breath, your energy, your stillness, and most of all, your presence. Here's the truth. When you're fully present, people feel it. When you're distracted, they feel it too. So, in the moment of our hug, don't drift into the future. Don't get lost in your thoughts. Instead, feel your breath. Feel her presence. Notice the way her arms wrap around you. Notice the space between thoughts. Let your mind go quiet. No planning, no calculating, just being. Presence is rare, so that's why it's unforgettable. Asterisk was born a slave, but he became one of the most respected philosophers in history. Why? Because he learned this only rule early in life. It's some things are up to us and some things are not. That one sentence sighs freedom. When you're with her, you can't control how she feels about you. You can't control if she's thinking about someone else or if she wants something more. But you can control how you show up. You can control your breathing, your posture, your energy, your eye contact. Your calmness here, something powerful to remember. When you give up control of what isn't yours, you'll gain full control over what is, and that makes you feel safe. Oh, can I? And when you feel safe in yourself, others feel safe around you. That's magnetic. That's magnetic. That's Terika. Another Stoic philosopher said, "You lose only what you cling to." Think about that. We don't suffer because we suffer because we were attached to them. Canadian dads. So when you hug her, don't cling to what it could mean. Don't hope it leads to smoothing. Don't try to read between lines. Let go of the outcome. Just enjoy its moment. The less you chase her, the more grounded you feel. Ironically, the more grounded you are, the more she will remember you. Bakosu re-entering to impress her. Re-entering to win her. You were just you, steady, present.com, but stoic love. Asterisk. We live in a noisy world. Everyone's stalking. Everyone's rushing to speak. Top post, to impress, to be seen. But silence is pure. When the Hudgens, in their shad, awkward pause, don't rush to feel it. Don't joke nervously. Don't start babbling. Just breathe. Look her and thighs, smile, say nothing, let the moment breathe. You know what that does. It creates mystery. It builds emotional tension. It makes her wonder what you're thinking. And that curiosity, that's what keeps you on her mind. Remember, the most powerful people don't speak unless they have to do by own of those people. Asterisk. Let's take a moment to talk about something we all struggle with, even if you don't admit it. The need to be liked. Quiet urge to be noticed, to be admired, to be chosen. It's natural. We're human. But here's where Stoicism offers a beautiful answer. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That one sentence, it rewires her brain. Most people walk into every room thinking, "I hope they like me." What a Stoic walks in thinking, "I will live by my values, whether they like me or not." It's that shift in mindset. It's subtle but powerful. Let me give you a real story. There was a man I knew. Let's call him Jake. Jack was the guy Varian laughed with. Hellways had Thefnius jokes. He knew the perfect thing to say to win the butt after Hellluft. No one really missed him because it was our performance, surface, end. There was another man. Quiet, grounded, kind, didn't speak Mac, didn't show off. Hey, but when he did speak, people listened, and when he went there, people felt it. Why? Because he wasn't trying to be anything. He just was rooted in values, clear in who he was. That's the Stoic difference. So, here's your chinch. When a woman hugs you, don't think, how do I make her like me? Instead, ask, how can I be declined self right now? Let your character speak louder than your charm. Let your air energy say more than your words. Let your calmness be your confidence, because here's the truth. The lidation fades, but virtue leaves a mark, and the ones who stay in our hearts are and ever the loudest. Thereth ones who felt most. Real asterisks, let's slow down here, because this part matters more than you think. A hug is a smell mammoth. Yes, but it's not a meaningless own, it's a mirror. And what Teat reflects isn't just how you feel about her. It reflects how you feel about yourself. Let me explain. If you're unsure of yourself, you might hug too tightly, hoping she won't let go. If you're nervous, you might pull a weto quickly, afraid of rejection. If you're overthinking, you might fidget, laugh nervously, or say something awkward. But when you're grounded, when you're secure in who you are, you don't need the hug to mean anything. You just stollow it to be. And in that presence, she feels safe. She feels seen. She feels something she doesn't even have words for. You're something most people don't understand. Women remember how you made them feel. Not what you said, not what. Yeah, not how cool or clever you were, but how they felt in your presence. Did they feel calm, safe, respected, valued, or did they feel tension, pressure, or desperation? That's why Stoicism is so powerful in love, because it teaches Yahoo to best stillness, ice, and forgettable. So the next time she hogs, you don't analyze it. Don't cling to it. Don't build stories in your mind. Just breath. Let her arms wrap around you and wrap yourself around the moment, because in that quiet, simple embrace, you're showing her the deepest truth of while you are. Not with words, not with actions, just with presence, that kind of moment that lingers in sound's memory, not because it was big, but because it was real.